Hello, happy Thursday, happy September 1st. You guys, today is like magical in so many ways, you know? So I am like on a high and I'm probably gonna crash hard and nap so hard later. But I have a podiatrist appointment I have to get to, so I have to make sure to set alarms. Um, adulting is really great. Podiatry. Two thumbs up, take care of those puppies. Anyway, I also want to let you guys know that so we know Maggie and her Ohana group, right? They have been invited to start doing the connection with us, and I think they might start joining us next week. So I'm really excited about that because they're such a good group, right? We know them, we love them, and they're amazing. So maybe look forward to having some fun new faces on the call next week. And let's just dive right into like launching parties. Fallon,
Oh, are we going into that?
we're
Okay.
going right into it. Let's do it.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so we were talking about the concept of launching because if you guys haven't seen, check your news tabs. We're moving our launch for our catalogs back a month to the way it was before. I don't know if you guys have been around for a while, but if you haven't, we used to have our catalog come out a month before it's been coming out, or a month after it's been coming out now. Lord, times are hard. So instead of launching in August, it would launch in September. And so I was talking about how I'm just going to fake a launch. And what you might be like, what? I've been posting about the fall stuff, but I feel like this week, because pumpkin spice lattes have come out and all of the decor, if you've gone into Target, the Halloween stuff just came out. The fall stuff just came out. So everybody's starting to feel that slight different change in the weather. Oh, all of a sudden we're instead of being 90s at some places, not Arizona, half of you guys won't understand this, but it's like 80s. This morning it was like 60s when we came outside. So it's finally starting to feel like fall. So people are starting to feel that draw towards the warmer, spicy scents. And so starting off with launching parties, it is never the wrong time to pretend that it is a new launch. Okay. You would be surprised, especially if the only avenue that you're taking in your business is posting on Facebook or Instagram. I believe the last time, I should have looked up the numbers again, but the last time I checked, it was less than 10%. 80 almost out of here right now, and it's only 10. I don't know what I saw, but only about 10% of the people on your Facebook see your posts. 10%. How sad is that, right? So when we're talking to you guys about consistency, it's not just because when you put out a post, some people might see it, but it's because if you don't post with that consistency, less people are seeing it. Facebook's algorithm, they're like, yeah, you don't talk to these people enough, so they're out of your thing. You won't see them. They won't see your posts. I have over 2,000 friends. I probably see a solid 30 of them, if that. So if you think about that in the concept of if you've been posting about the thing, half of your friends at least do not even know that your catalog has changed or that we have the new fall stuff out already. I believe it's called something of familiarity. Because we're in it, basically the concept is because we're in Scentsy, we are aware of the catalog change, we're aware of this, but we're in it, so it's constantly on our mind. Whereas our customers, they don't know. If you haven't told them, they don't know. So if you haven't followed up, don't feel bad. Don't get down on yourself. Start right now and do a launch for fall. Right now is an appropriate time too, because again, pumpkin spice just came out, all the fall stuff. They're starting to think about having spicy things and warmer scents in their houses. So setting up your launches, pretend like you're new. 100%. Every catalog, pretend like you're new. Or you're not even certified. You just started. Bring that excitement and start reaching out to people about hosting parties with you, even. Starting with reaching out and saying, hey, there's a brand new catalog, which means all new things. We have new back to the basics of a new consultant. Stay with like hey, we have a brand new, here's the products. Think about if you were to act as if everything was brand new, how would you approach somebody? Versus if you're already familiar with it. All of us are familiar with our products. So we're like, we forget. How many of you guys forget to post about like bathroom cleaner? You probably use it once a week, right? But you don't talk about it often enough because you're familiar with it. But if you acted like every single customer that is in your line has no idea about any of your products, how would you talk to them differently? And so when it comes to launching, invite people to the launch and act like everything is brand spanking new and talk about all of the features of the things. and act like it's new. And just because it came out in August doesn't mean people noticed. I promise you, especially if you only use Instagram, Facebook. So start a launch party, invite people as if you're new, and get people to host launches alongside of you. If you can get more people to be involved, they can have their own link while you're doing the party that they can send to people. They will be excited to get their stuff for free and half off. And then you'll also be boosting yourself for the fall season. And just pretend it's new, guys. Like we put so much pressure on, oh my gosh, I didn't do enough in August. Guess what? It's September. We got more time. We've got more time. So that's pretty much it. Did I cover everything?
That was
A lot of
awesome. My gosh, I love that. Such a good reminder to go back to the basics too, because you're right. I forget that I use so many other products, body wash, hand soap. Do I post about it? No. The thing that you're talking about, it's the initials are RAS. And at the retreat I put on last weekend, Deb talked about it. She calls it the red Volkswagen syndrome, essentially, because if you get a red Volkswagen, you're like, man, this is so cool, it's so new. You're going to start seeing red Volkswagens everywhere, right? So when you start putting that out there, you're going to start seeing it. You know what I mean? So, and if you forget about it, then you got to just change it, do differently.
Well, and if you think about how often we are so familiar with our stuff that we forget to, like, if you change your wax all the time, we forget that that's content. We forget that cleaning our toilets is freaking content.
Ugh.
But it's because we're used to it. But think about it. We have a product that makes it smell so much better. I spray my toilet like every day because I just like the smell of just the cleaning products. So if you think about all of the things that we're familiar with, we're too familiar with them. So we stop talking about them. We stop doing them. It's like when you ask somebody, like, what are your hobbies? They're like, I don't know. Until they really sit down and think, you're like, oh, I read. Oh, I stitch. Oh, I do this, because we don't take enough time to go, this is my familiar. Let me post about it. Let me talk about it. So our catalog became familiar to us a long time ago. Let's act like it's not.
Yes, right. So something else I've seen people do before too is like, I'm changing my wax. I'm tagging 5 of my customers or 5 of my friends. Like, what are you warming today? Okay, I'm cleaning the counter with this. What are you cleaning today? That's kind of a fun accountability and reminder, not only for yourself, but your friends too. So feel free to clean and tag me, and know that I'm probably not going to clean because I hate it, but I'll appreciate the tag, Give me some pod action. Ugh, ugh. Tag me in a pod post. I am there, Love that. Courtney, you are wonderful and have such good intentions and directions. Sometimes we forget things, right? So Courtney, what is something that we can do for launches that will make it easier?
So I recently had a couple of people that wanted to place orders on launches that I wasn't interested in, and they sent me their orders, and I didn't want to have to submit it as like a PWS, because I want to add I want to be able to add the catalog to their order when I ship it. And the only way that I knew how to do that was to close out a party. But you can do individual orders attached to a party. And this blondie forgot that you can close out individual orders, and you don't have, with attaching to a party and not having to actually close out a party, so you can save your rewards. So individual orders are great because then they can direct ship, and you don't have to worry about bulking it or doing any kind of credit card mishap. You could just charge, each customer gets their own order, charge their credit card, you're all set.
I love that. It's such a good reminder too. Like when I was talking about how I had a cheat sheet of, okay, we don't have the products that populate in our system yet, like the castle and all the things. So what I did was I found products that made up that amount. And so I would input those so I could get the total for my customers under their own individual order, and then just keep it all, streamlined, ready to go. Then I just had to swap out the products. So that was awesome. I love too that we can add like an individual tester for $1 or a catalog for $1, and maybe help them try a new fragrance that they may not have thought to try. And then it's a good follow-up point too. If you don't send Happy Mail, awesome. That's fine. If you send a follow-up text, that's great. But if you're inputting the orders, you can send a little extra thing that when you follow up with them, you can say, hey, did you get that little goodie in your box? What do you think about that scent? So that's an easy, simple way. You don't have to do anything extra for Happy Mail if you don't want, if it's not in budget, if it's not in your plan, because we talk a lot about our game plan, right? So that's just a simple way to just a little kiss, chef's kiss.
What I'm doing right now is all that Happy Mail, inputting it into my Project Badcast so it follows up next week.
Yeah. Brandy, can you touch on payments too when we're doing these pre-orders and when we're up at midnight and our customers are asleep? Because that's a service that a lot of us provide for our customers during these midnight launches or when they're at work during the day. How can we, if they don't want to pay us via any other source, but they want to use their credit card, what do you do?
So it's fabulous because we all know that stress at midnight, trying to get orders in, trying to get payments in. So if you pre-launch, like Ariel said, put a placeholder in for the product, you can also click your checkout button and it will take you to the checkout screen. You'll have each customer's highlighted or a little box, and you can click on that and enter their credit card information. It will store it for you. It will not charge it until you hit submit. So when I put my placeholders in and I get that total to let them know, hey, this is what it's going to be tomorrow night, I will then take their credit card information. You get, just like you would normally take a credit card order, input it all in and then just back yourself out of it. And that's going to be saved there. So that way at midnight, all you have to do, take your placeholders out, and you can honestly take your placeholders out prior, because I have done the placeholders and the product. Yeah, that's a fun call at the customer service. Take the placeholders out. Your host cart will be, it'll say you don't have enough rewards for it, but it still holds it all in there. And then once you input and you go hit submit, all those credit cards are just sitting right there ready to hit submit. And it
That doesn't work for individual orders though. I did learn that.
Not individual orders. It's for closing a party. Yeah. It's for closing a party, but it will list. I've literally had 13 or 14 credit cards already entered. So then when you just hit submit, you put your card information for your host rewards and it sends it all off to everybody. Courtney, are you mind blown right now?
I did not know that was a thing. What is happening?
It is a game changer because you literally, like we were saying last night, you're putting it in and it's like, oh, something's wrong. Oh, something's this. Oh, something's that. Well, when you put that information in right then and there, it will tell you if you have a digit off. It will tell you if you have an expiration or if your zip code's not correct or whatever. So then you have time and you're not stressing at midnight thinking platform 9 3/4 is going to sell out while you figure this crap out. So preset everything. Like I have all my rewards ready. I have all my placeholders. I have all my customers with their totals. I have all their card information ready to go. And then that way I just put what I want and say, see you later. It's phenomenal.
I think it's such a fun reminder too. Like, Courtney, how long have you been doing this?
I've been with Scentsy for 5 years.
But how cool is it that you're still learning things?
Like, I've been stressing out for no reason. It's gonna be so much easier all this time.
You know what? I'm so glad it ends today. September 1st, 2022. Your stress ends today for that.
Right now.
Well, because last night I had all my credit cards laid out right in front of me, and I was like, okay. And then I was like typing all the cards in, and I was like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, it's a great reminder too. And I love that it doesn't matter how seasoned you are with Scentsy. If you ever start thinking you are the smartest person in the room and that you know everything, that humble stick might hit you real quick, Always, I think it's a great lesson. Always be willing to be open to learning and hearing new things or old things that you maybe didn't know. I think that's super rad. Edie, how did the launch end up finishing out for you last night?
It really finished out well. It kind of surprised me because you wake up end of month and you think, great, I've got one platform warmer, one pre-order. And then yesterday, just by reaching out, and I think it was Courtney that said that she followed up with everybody that purchased. And I heart or Harry Potter. And I think out of everything I sent out, I got like one reply. So I was feeling really ghosted and ignored.
Mhm.
But then yesterday, simply by saying, hey, I'm about to do this. I need to get, your credit card information. What else can I get you? To a platform order, I had 2 6-bar bundles. She was like, I want to try these fall fragrances. But I
Nice.
think the hardest thing, and I think the whoever did the emergency stash pack idea, I think
Ariel.
doing that with as part of your thank you. I think it's nice because money's tight with, I know a lot of my customers, but when they purchase, to be able to send that out and say, here's an emergency stash, you're getting other fragrances. I have a friend that wanted to close a party because she's been waiting for harvest to use her rewards. And she had to go to dinner with a girlfriend, but she was so overwhelmed. And her main thing is I want to get some bars, but I can't smell them. And she's in Grants Pass, Oregon, and she's relying on my nose. And I don't know how many of you feel, but that is so much pressure, because that's what I was doing before I was smelling sniffers. So smelling testers. So now I've got that. I've smelled too much nose going on, but it's hard. That's probably one of the hardest things, is helping customers with fragrances. But I was really, really shocked how everything kind of came in at 6 p.m. last night. So I feel good. I'm active this month.
I love that so much.
On day one.
Yeah, because it goes to show that following up with people is a service and not a bother. How many of you have ever felt like, oh no, I'm reaching out to them too much, I'm going to bother them, I'm going to just, when they need something, they'll come to me. Ooh, but 3 of you on here, if I hadn't followed up with you, you never would have joined. But that just goes to show, like, follow up with your customers. We say this so much, life gets hectic and crazy. I know I have really good intentions when people text me, and then those intentions don't always leave my head. So please understand that your customers are likely the same as me. And they might have kids who take their phones and clear their text messages. Or maybe they have a desktop open and it also gets their messages that their phone gets. And maybe it marks as read on their desktop when they haven't even seen it on their phone. So following up more than one time is the service, not the being a bother. And I think that's so important to remember, especially as we go into this crazy, fun, awesome gifting season. I know a lot of people love gifting, and so making sure that they know that you will take care of them and help them, and set reminders on your phone. If they say to get back to them, get back to them. You know what I mean?
Ariel, can I add one more thing? Because I've had a couple of people that have just ghosted me on closing their parties. Even when I give them deadlines, they ghost me.
Yeah.
So yesterday I took my highest party out there and just did my wish list. If I could have everything that just came out with the Harvest Collection, with her rewards, what could I get for free?
Mm-hmm.
And so I simply printed off the workstation, printed off one of the order sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Photographing it was an issue, but I posted it out to my VIP group, and I couldn't believe how much a starter conversation that was, because we post about the rewards, but as was said earlier, you have to put that I don't get it hat on. I am so new to this, and we get it because we've been doing it. And it's really cool when we get the rewards, but until they see that word free on a piece of paper, it doesn't click.
Will you share that in the tribe?
Yeah.
Gosh, that's another great reminder.
You know, it just, to me, and I did the wish list, and you'll see I'll do 3 photographs because one was of just my wish list from my high party on my website. And then I got 2 other parties I closed last night just because I was showing them what they could get for free. Yeah, it didn't help me in PVR, but at the same time, I felt it was going to help me boost my engagement with promoting Get Your Shopping Link this season, because
Yes.
look at what you can get for free.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, because sometimes, we have a hard time picking our own rewards when we have our own personal links. So I can't imagine how overwhelming it is to somebody who doesn't know the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. It's
shit.
just, it's punting and whatever you want. It was just a punt because I'm getting frustrated with getting ghosted.
Yes.
And it just dawned on me yesterday that, okay, maybe I need to do something differently. I know I'm visual and I can post a graphic out there, but it's just like Brandy was saying, you know, if a video is posted of how you add the credit cards and, you do that, sometimes it just helps a consultant or a customer kind of get it to click in their head, because you can say it, but I'm hands-on, but the visual helps to reinforce that I can do it, rather than having Priscilla say, why are you trying this? It won't work.
You can tell Priscilla to just pipe down. I love that. Hey, that goes back to being basic. Goes back to the basics, right? Think of it as if you are a new consultant or a first-time host. Oh, such a good reminder. Thank you, Edie. All right, Jen, I heard that you wanted to talk about with following up with customers who have previously ordered from collections.
No, I don't, but I will.
Sucker.
No, a little story came up last night during our little waiting for launch chat about, who we talked to about Harry Potter and how we got some of those orders. And one of the main ones is, hey, we had a Harry Potter pre-order last year, and a lot of us had some customers from that pre-order last year that, hey, maybe they might be interested in these new products that came out today, So if you have customers who bought from a previous LTO launch, say last year, the previous Jack stuff, hey, you know what? The holiday Jack is coming up. Go back into your workstation, look up all the people who bought the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff last time, or even just with this last sale. They're probably going to be interested in these new Sandy Claus goodies coming up. So it's always something to keep in mind with LTOs and the like, is eventually we're probably going to bring those collections back out of the vault and or add new things to those collections. Like Alice in Wonderland, we had the Cheshire Cat before, and now we have the teacups. Go visit your friends who bought the Cheshire Cat. They may want the teacup warmer. So always keep that in mind when LTOs come out, that if they've been out before or they've just added to those collections, they're probably going to want the new things too.
I love that. Such a great reminder. And all that information is available on your workstation too. And then Fallon, you a couple, I don't know, in the past, you've mentioned a way to search for and find previous conversations on all the places for those. Do you want to touch on that?
Fallon's a wizard in telling you how to find things in Messenger. Just saying.
Yes, apparently I freak people out, and I'm like, you thought the FBI on Facebook was bad. I am worse. So there's 2 things actually that you can do. So I'm actually on my computer. Let me just go to Facebook real quick. It especially works if you're on, let me go to somebody's. Sorry, there's a lot of chaos happening in the background.
Hey, it's life.
Say I'm going to Ariel, and I'm going to open, if it will let me. Okay, so it especially works if you're on desktop. So over here, you can open it in Messenger. It's a little extra tab I had to click on her and then come over here and open in Messenger. Now it's going to pull up all of our conversations, right? So I'm going to go over here to this little search feature. What have we talked about? Let me join. And I can 76 results. Okay. So if you've ever talked to her about something specific, now that's just talking to Ariel, right? So this search is Ariel. So we've talked about joining that specific word 76 times. But over here in your chat box on your desktop, if you go into your chats, there's a search messenger. So let's say, give me a word, give me a keyword.
Hocus pocus.
Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, let's do Harry Potter. I usually call it, so the other thing is to think outside the box. So have I talked about Harry Potter? Absolutely, with other people. But I've also probably called it HP. Or I forgot, you can't click it anymore. Hang on. So I know for a fact, search messages for Harry Potter. So all of these that come up, I have talked to these people about Harry Potter. In fact, I can tell you right now. So Sabrina, I had a Harry Potter inspired back before we were cool and already booked with them. But I faked a Harry Potter party. So you can literally search, and all of these people I've talked about Harry Potter with, all of them. So this is 4 years. It goes back, 5 years. So it goes back. And you can pretty much search anything. So any keyword that you need, including joining. So if you have people that you've asked to join before, if you have a key phrase you use, think outside the box. HP, Harry Potter, like Voldemort, like literally he who shall not be named. You can literally put all of that in here each time, one time. You don't want to do it all at once. And it'll specifically look for that word. Now, the other thing is if say you are not as, you haven't talked to people about stuff in a while, right? So I'm actually going to click on my search feature of Facebook itself. This is a little bit harder because they've made it harder mostly, but you're going to filter it. So you've got Harry Potter. It'll bring up like all your basic stuff, right? Like marketplace, photos, blah, blah, blah. But if you click on posts, and yeah, so it should bring up anything that people have posted that I know. So obviously that's a lot of consultants right now. Harry Potter that have said Harry Potter. Carly posted about Harry Potter. I posted about it. Well, I didn't even comment about Harry Potter, right? I shared a post and it says something about Harry Potter World. So it'll literally pull up if somebody has liked this too. So like say they liked this specific thing, they'll be in the likes of that post. So it's fascinating what you can pull and learn about from people. I think there used to be more recent posts. Let me see. So before there we go. Okay. So now I went backwards because I think people have been fans with Harry Potter for a while. So I didn't want to see all of the consultant stuff. So I went recent posts of 2019. So now I can see people who are not consultants posting about Harry Potter.
Oh.
Because Harry Potter's been around for a while. So instead of just seeing my friend's Harry Potter post, I don't want to see that.
Right.
No offense to you guys, but I want to see my big fans. You know what I mean? I want to see the people who are excited about it, offended, that aren't there. So yeah, so this is a great way to find other people who are interested in our products. And then of course you can always go back and search your stuff that you've talked to people about. Oh, and that's one last thing. You can also do that on your page. Okay, so like, let me flip it back around. If you guys haven't used this feature, I don't know what to tell you because I use this feature pretty much all the time. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I posted about that one thing. Let me go double check that I did it. So this is going to search my personal posts. So I know I call things HP a lot. And this is a great way to follow up. If you see like, oh, did you miss our HP launch? Right? Forgot I posted this, right? Okay, look at all these people that liked it and these 9 comments. Did I follow up with all these? Now I can. Oh, and there's Iggy for some reason. But yeah, ooh, any major HP fans out there? Look, here we go. Lots of people that I know talk about HP. So great way to follow up. 3 places to check, 3 of them: Messenger, basic Facebook, and then also your own page. There you go.
I think that was wonderful.
Do you want to know something else terrible?
Blown away right now.
So absolutely, if you're like, if you want to best serve your customer, right, and they buy something and you like, you just want to know if they're into a certain fandom, right? You can search their profiles. So next, I'm going to go, obviously, I know who's a nerd in here. Let's just go to Courtney's page here.
Hold out.
Sean said, how am I going to expose people like this? Yeah, but I can guarantee you she's probably used HP. Oh, would you look at that?
Would you
Oh,
look at it? Would
stock.
you just look at it?
So you can literally it's kind of a shoot. You can just figure out who's into what, but you can just guess and then it'll tell you. It'll tell you yes or no. It'll give you your answer. So yeah, there you go. 4 places now.
I think we all have some sleuthing to do.
What a game changer.
Yeah, right? Oh, side note, unrelated to this, you know what one of my friends told me last weekend at the retreat? She changes her primary address sometimes. Not her shipping address, her primary address, to show up on the lead above consultant locator in other areas.
You can do that?
That was my reaction. She does it frequently. And she'll do it for like 2 weeks at a time. She'll find like an Airbnb. I don't know how like legal this is. Don't like plead ignorance, But do you have a second home, Edie, in Salt Lake that you could put your address to? Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
Specifically, I know she has another location, but like my
It's a
friend,
legal location.
yeah, but my friend, she said she'll like find Airbnbs or just, and I'm like, right? What, how would we, and so anyway, henceforth, I'm going to alternate my address between like my grandma, my mom.
I've been trying to break into where my dad lives. He lives in like a really rural area. And it's like the people that when you like get one person that they know, like they know everyone.
So anyway, just use your dad's address now.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now.
Text your cousins, text your aunts and uncles.
Oh,
Say, guys, you don't even need to just say, hey, what's your address? Don't even let them know. They don't need to know. You're not using it for anything else.
I still have mine from my wedding book, so I got hundreds of addresses available right now. Oh my God.
Okay, listen. Choose wisely is all I'm gonna say.
One a week.
Yeah, she said she leaves it like that for like
No, but like my mother-in-law, yeah, my parents up in Australia, like everybody. That is insane. Our cabin in Prescott, like what?
Yeah.
I will finally maybe be able to finish I want to have a customer in every state.
Because of that. Funsies.
Yeah, that will be so nice.
This is all you needed. If you get nothing else out of today, I hope it's more than this. But sleuthing and being sketchy, I don't think it's sketchy. I think it's working smarter,
It's not. They've never said we can't do that.
Right. It's not. They don't know. So anyway, that's something neat. And then also we have what?
Ariel, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Because the other thing that I've been experimenting with is, and I don't think it's very illegal at all, at least on Instagram and on Facebook, I'll start it there where I'm starting, is that when I hit where am I located at, I get 3 options. And I was told, and I don't know if it's true or not, when you ping an Instagram or when you locate yourself in Instagram, it pings the phones around you. So I will, on certain posts, like later today, I will do something for Harry Potter. I will like maybe choose Ivans instead of St. George, or I'll choose Santa Clara. And even to get up into Salt Lake, I'll just say I'm in Taylorsville.
Right.
So I don't know if that is a true fact or not, but I've been kind of playing with it, which has opened up a few more people liking or commenting on a post. So it's just something I've been trying like 30 days.
That's awesome. That's a fun little hack. I quoted you in the chat, so I think that's gonna live in infamy.
Uh-oh, I'll have to look.
It's just something that I never expected to come out of your mouth specifically, and so I love it. Hey Jen, do you have to go get Davis? Is that why you're cameraed out?
No, Emma is freaking out, so I'm nursing her, but I do need to go get him. I need to leave in like a couple minutes.
Okay, cool. Okay, finally, I want to touch on the $22 join special with a full-size warmer. Are you serious? That classic curve gray is such a good warmer too, because it can be dressed up or down, and you can add like vinyl decals to it. A full-size
Can I
warmer
jump?
for $22? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Can I jump in on this? So I'm doing my like monthly like team birthdays and all this right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of my team joined in September. And I guarantee you all 13 of them were join specials. So I'm going to talk to each one of these after I shout them out in the page and say, look, when you joined, how can you bless? I've already done a live earlier about blessing people with this opportunity. And if all else fails, you get a full-size warmer for $22. But 13 people over the last,
Oh, that's a fun.
started in 19. So over the last 3 years, 13 people, 4 years have joined in September. So obviously this is like a huge thing, is that join special. So how can, if those 13 people added one more person, became a lead or higher, and we added 13 more people to the team, and we blessed 13 people with getting paychecks before Christmas, that's huge. That's huge.
Oh, I
So
love that.
this join special is going to be phenomenal. And like I said, I'm reaching out to every single one of them and like asking them, like, how have the last couple of years gone? What has Scentsy changed for you? And how can we pass that on to somebody else?
Hold on, I'm taking a note. That's amazing. And I love too that you're helping them think beyond what it is right now over the last however many years they've been involved, that they've had their own business, how things have changed for them, what it has impacted for them. I think that is a really self-reflecting question to ask too. It gets them thinking, and then they probably know people that could use a blessing like that in their life to pay it forward. And so I love that it's that arrows out mentality. You guys, today it's just been like,
Yeah.
I do have fun questions. So I just want to ask, like, what is everybody doing for follow-up, and what is working for you guys since the close down of Amy happened yesterday? I would love to get refocused so that I am ready to go for Christmas season.
I know you guys do project broadcasts, Ariel and Courtney. I'm still not there yet. I need to like hone in on that. But yeah, I'm right there with you because Amy has been my go-to. It's the easiest place to like find old customers that maybe fell off, and now I don't know what to do. Like
I have my project broadcast thing pulled up. I can show you what I just did in like 5 minutes. I have to unblur my background. Please don't judge.
Judging. Look at.
Okay. Anyways, say hello to yourselves.
Hey, yourself.
Okay. So I have all of my mail, right? Oh my God, this is Tom's portion. He took over all this mail, all the happy mail that's going out today.
yes.
And oh my God, this is like backwards. Okay, so in Project Broadcast, I had it set up with a campaign. I don't know if you guys can see. Hold on, let me pull this up here. Okay, so I can actually see what I'm doing. So I have it right here. It's a campaign and it says September Happy Mail follow-up. and it has 33 of my contacts that an automatic message will go out in a week from now.
Okay.
And it says the calendar message 1 week from now at 10:09 a.m. It's going to send them, hey, first name, and it personalizes it so you don't have to. I sent some happy mail out last week. It should be arriving very soon. If you don't have it already, let me know how you like the sample of black currant and plum. Happy fall, Courtney. And it will automatically process. And I don't even have to, and it takes me 2 seconds because I use Project Broadcast as my main form of communicating. So they're already programmed in here when I go to put the sample or put them in, and you can bulk add people to each message. So you don't have to go into the contact, click add, click save, go into the contact, click add, click save. You can just go to your campaign, go to contacts, and mass add everybody you want to add.
So did you have to manually input, or is it attached to Sensi as well, like Amy was? Like Amy, once you put someone in
I had to
workstation,
put them in manually, but you can do an export for your contacts and you can upload it as a file. Kimberly Polito has a fantastic YouTube video on exactly how to do it. She breaks it down step by step. So if you search Kimberly Polito export contacts Project Broadcast, it should pop up. And whenever I get a new customer, I will just automatically add them into the Project Broadcast, and then I add them as my VIP thing. So it'll add them to my alert messaging, and it'll add them to the other things. So, but since they're already in there, it literally took me 5 minutes to enter them all. And it'll be automatic on Thursday next week.
Yeah, and then you have all of those follow-ups sent. I'm not as good as, yeah, I'm not as good as Courtney is about doing the Project Broadcast side of it, but my follow-up consists of sending happy mail every month for the people who have ordered that month, and then the previous like 3 or 4 months. I'm consolidating just a little bit. So June, July, August. The 4th month is their oh no this time. So I was started at 6 months, and then I've just like slowly whittled it down because I have a lot of repeat customers who don't miss, right? So I do that. So that's one touch point. Second touch point is the weekly email to my customers, which is phenomenal. And there's actually, I use Flowdesk, and there's a resend option to anybody who didn't open it. So I'm going to start utilizing that because I forgot about it until my friend reminded me. So we can always do better, right? There's always different things that we can do and improve upon. And it's okay to be humble and realize that sometimes you don't get everything right.
so do you ever hit on like people that you have that haven't ordered in a year?
I hit on them.
Like,
yeah.
How do you, like, let's go. But like, how do you find them? Because that's like Amy, they haven't ordered in 6-8 months. It was like a, hey,
Yeah.
how's your Scentsy stash? And like I did an email when we did the warmers and free bars the very first time we did it. I literally emailed everybody and Amy, and I got a bunch of new people. So now they're back in my happy mail, but not all of them. So like, how do you follow up with people from last year that just haven't
I
ordered?
just use my workstation for that. If I needed to, I would just say last purchased 6 months ago, and it'll pop up with everybody that hasn't purchased in the last 6 months.
And then you can do that bulk text message that's still personalized to them. That's, hey, can I help you refill your rack stash? That's where Project Broadcast comes in really handy, because you can do all the things. And like Courtney said, just import the CSV file so that, and it's called comma separated value, if you ever wanted to nerd out and know what that meant. And it can import columns and tags too. So it's easy. It sounds overwhelming and daunting, Brandy. I see your face.
Right.
But if
Yeah, you're speaking another language right now.
I know, and I totally get it. Some things are overwhelming for me too when it comes to computers, but if you do the step-by-step process as she's doing it, like rewind, watch again, make sure you're doing it, is so helpful.
Yeah. And it's awesome for team members, because I use Project Broadcast for team members. You can put their phone number, their name first and last, their birthday, and their join day.
Yeah.
And I have automatic messages that go out to my teammates on their anniversary. Yeah. And it says, it's your Scentsy join date. So thankful you're here. And then I have one that goes out on their birthday. And then for VIPs that I know their birthday, I have a message that automatically goes out on their birthday as well. And it's like, it's amazing because like, I will never ever, I swear to God, if Project Broadcast ever gets removed like Amy did, I would probably
Right.
break down because this is like revolutionized. And like my customers, they seriously like, I'll get a text message and say, "Oh my God, thank you so much for remembering." And I'm like, "What?" And I click on it and it's like a birthday message. And then every year it just is like says happy birthday.
And
So
then I do the same thing. And I have like in my head, I know like September 1st, so I got to do it this month. I change the graphic that I use for the anniversaries and birthdays because they come once a year.
Yeah,
So
I
you
do
don't
just
need to
once a year.
change them once a year. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy or crazy, but it's just that little touch, knowing that you are planning ahead because you want them to feel special. But with how much we have going on, I have a hard time remembering like things at home. And so automating things for yourself, it's not making it less personalized. It's making sure that people are
They don't fall through the cracks.
connected. Yep. Yep. And people could probably see it the other way too, but we're glass half full over here.
Yeah. And I also use it for like when somebody joins, I have my I have my template set up for that. If you guys do use Project Broadcast and you want the template, all you have to do is go in and like edit like certain key points like my name, and I have a graphic with me in Ariel that says, if you don't know these two faces, we're your leaders. This is your SSD Ariel Huggins and I'm Courtney Bailey. And it's just like you have to edit like a couple of those things, but there's so many other templates out there that you can just like plug and personalize, and then it's less work.
Yeah.
Kind of like Visly for texting.
Yeah.
I
And
use a Leap to Lead too, and it works really good.
Awesome. I will say one of the big takeaways I had from talking with so many different top leaders was that a lot of people, and I want you to take this with a grain of salt, because everything that you do in your business, you get to choose, you get to decide, you get to pave that path, right? I don't want you to think any less of the conversations we have just had leading up to this, because systems work for a lot of people, but a lot of SSDs don't have systems. And if it feels overwhelming and daunting, that's okay. You don't have to implement them. You choose what's right for you. So like, if you don't want to go that extra step, like Courtney has for the welcome, Scentsy sends emails for welcoming people, because not everybody has a connected group like we are. And oftentimes people just join randomly and they may not know their team. They may not know their upline, and maybe their upline isn't connected. We don't know anybody's circumstances, but Scentsy covers the bases of the basics. Scentsy sends emails so that they can get started on their own, should they not have any support. So if you are feeling like maybe Courtney's path isn't for you, awesome. You get to decide that. Yeah. So Scentsy does something. And so if you want to focus then on something else, like, hey, I'm Ariel. Text me if you need me. I'll check in with you in a week. Something simple. Or like, hey, text me when you get your kit. You can still have those touch points that are specific and personalized without feeling the need for systems. So all of this with a grain of salt. Pick something that you think is going to work for you. And if you're in a season where you have so much else going on, keep it basic, keep it simple, keep it consistent. Because we know what putting things on your plate continually can do. It's gonna spill. Yeah, you're gonna drop it and things are gonna get messy, and we don't want that for anybody. Yeah, everybody on this call can probably relate. So keep it simple. If something sounds great and you're like not ready in this season to implement it, get that parking lot list out, write it on the list for a future time when your life has the capacity to think about new things. And if it never does, at least you've got a great list that you can refer back to for your own fun sake, you know?
Hey, will either one of you guys share the just so I can get inspiration on the like, oh no, this is your last month?
Oh yeah.
Or because I don't know how to word it to not sound like
I think I have shared my templates. Hold on.
Do you send a, like, when they first order, like, hey, thanks for
Yeah.
ordering,
Hold on,
you'll
Brandy.
get samples for the next X amount of months
I got you.
first?
1 second.
I don't ever commit to a time frame because I know that I am likely to change it. So I just say you'll get samples for a couple months after you order. I keep it vague in general because who knows how I'm going to feel next week. I
Like, I'm
don't.
doing like 4 or 5 months right now, just to like touch back on people that I haven't,
Yes.
like, I've missed.
So when I started, I did I think 6 months, 6 to 9 months, or maybe I even did a full 12. And then I was like, hey, let's come in for a group hug. And then I did that for 2 or 3 months. And then I started whittling it down a little at a time, and know that that's okay. And also know that whatever you do in your capacity, if you send a text message, if you I don't know, anything that you do that's a touch point with a customer is better than nothing. It doesn't have to be mail. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be free. And especially because I'm working also on adjusting my budget in my business too. And so that's another reason I'm cutting back on the amount I send, because I am seeing the return customers more frequently. And then I know I'll just go back and project broadcast. I'll export a list of who hasn't ordered in 6 months, and I'll touch base with them personally. It's just an extra step that I'm going to need to do, but it's free. It just costs a little bit of time. But I'm also hiring out the Happy Mail making. One of my customers and really good friends is going to start helping me. She actually helped me the other day. What normally takes me, like, I swear, 8 hours between designing, printing, making samples, getting everything packaged, ready to go. She helped me in a fraction of the time on Tuesday, get everything all done in one fell swoop and mail out. And normally for me, it's like, okay, a little bit here, a little bit there, fitting it in along the way. But she helped me in one fell swoop. She was here for like maybe 3 hours. And there was a lot of talking too. And then there was also, I didn't have everything together, right? So there, it probably could have been faster had I had myself together, but I just got back on Sunday and, I rested most of Monday, to be totally transparent. I was exhausted.
Do you pay her in Scentsy?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I asked her, I said, do you want cash or Scentsy? And she's like, I'll take some bars. I'll take some pods. You got it. Because then how cool is that? Because you're giving her Scentsy that you are either going to pay nothing for because you've built up host rewards, or you're going to get paid back on. So always offer Scentsy first. Like, hey, I've got this project. I'd love to pay you in Scentsy if you can help me be my assistant. Because that really pays you back, gets product in their hands, and keeps a happy customer. But if somebody wants cash too, I guess you'll have to negotiate that. Or you can do like Scentsy up to a certain amount and then cash, or cash up to a certain amount and then Scentsy. If they need both, because Christmas is coming up, maybe they don't want to start their own business, but they could use a little extra cash or some gifts. So figure out a way to leverage that with them. But hiring somebody to help you is freaking amazing. I'm still mind blown that we got it done in one day together, and I got to hang out with my friend. I did tell her, I said, if you ever want to just like take this stuff home, I can get it ready for you and you can do it at home. I said, or you can just come hang out with me. And she chose the latter. So just, it's something to think about too, I did post in the tribe group real quick, my "oh no, please don't go" picture for you, Brandy, so you can see that. And then what else were we going to say? Edie posted her thing in the tribe. So thank you so much for that, Edie. I really appreciate it. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to chat about before we sign off today? We've got like 2.5 minutes. I feel like this was such a fun, helpful, mind-blowing call for probably everyone on here, at least at one point.
Yeah, this call was so productive. I'm like, I got my list. I got so many ideas. Yeah. This was a good one.
Awesome. So what I'm going to do is, obviously, I'm going to make sure it posts in the weekly. Oh, I forgot to add Katie's last week. Shoot. We'll figure it out. We're going to get things. Did she record it? I forgot to even check if she recorded it.
I think she did.
Okay. Okay. So I will get both of those added then. Just thank you guys for your time. Thank you for your energy, because that probably has the biggest impact not only on you, your business, your personal life, but on those that you surround yourself with. So your energy is valued and appreciated. And happy September 1st. All right, friends. Are we gonna say something, Fallon?
No, it's so wild that it's September 1st.
Right?
Like, is it really 2022? Because it's the end of 2022. I don't understand.
So wild. Awesome. Well, thank you, friends, and we'll chat with you soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys.